Science College. Arts and Science, Adyar University, and PhD in Foods and Nutrition from Mother Teresa Women's University, Kodaikanal. Her research was on child nutrition. She has held various appointments like outpatient dietitian, clinical nutrition manager, chief nutritionist, and project manager in prestigious institutions and organizations like Army Medical Corps, Apollo Hospitals, Hyderabad, Krishna Hospital, Kochi, Medvista Healthcare Solutions, India Private Limited, and online nutritionist for India World Communications and Fee Limited, Board of Advisor for Playons Skills Private Limited, etc. And she was the member of Board of Studies of PSG College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore, for both undergraduates and postgraduates in the year 2006-2008. She is a regular columnist in the Hindu newspapers, Vanida, Smart Family, Rich, Dentacare, Kanyaga magazine. And she has drafted the nutrition policy for the Kerala state in 2013. She is currently the Professor of Nutrition for BSc Degree Nursing for Sri Sudhindra College of Nursing, Ernakulam, and Lisi College of Nursing, Ernakulam. Yes, and she has set up the dietary department in Ernakulam General Hospital, which is the Kerala's first government hospital to provide food as per the disease specification to the patients. She is married to Dr. Muhammad Ismail, pediatrician, and has 2 sons. I welcome Dr. Mumtaz, Khalid, Ismail for this session, and it's very honor to welcome you, madam, for this session. And we have no other formalities. You please chat, okay? And yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Jasul. First of all, let me thank the Ayurveda Map and Dr. Jasul for inviting me to address your gathering. So I think let me get into it. Let me just share my slide. Is it visible?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So today I'll be talking on the peri and post-menopause nutrition. As you all know that women go through many different physiological and emotional and psychological and physical, all different stages of life when compared to men. I don't know how many of you are females in this group, but I feel that women has got a lot of physiological process which we go through, like for example menstruation, pregnancy, lactation, and then finally to the menopause. So today we'll be discussing more about the menopause issues, like about the how we have to take care of the special nutrition in during and pre and post menopause period. For that, first of all, we need to have a healthy lifestyle. So for that healthy lifestyle, we need to know the person's weight and height for that reason. So, once we get to know the person's weight and height, we can calculate the person's body mass index. So then we would know that whether the person is normal, obese, overweight, or underweight. The formula to calculate the body mass index is weight divided by height in meter squares. So when you calculate that, you'll get a figure. If that figure falls into the classification, like if it is a WHO, like there are 2 classifications which we follow here in India. Like earlier we used to follow the WHO classification, but now since it is said that Indians are prone to many lifestyle lifestyle disorders. So we are asked to follow the Asian Pacific classification, which is little more stricter. So if the BMI falls less than 18.5, considered as underweight. If it is between 18 and 22.9, is considered as normal. But in WHO classification, it is 18.5 to 24.9. Overweight is 23 to 24.9 in Asian Pacific, and WHO is 25 to 29.9. Obese is 25 to 29.9 in Asian Pacific, and WHO is 30 to 34.9. Like that, it goes on to grade 2 and extreme obesity also. So first we need to know how healthy the woman is during the pre-menopause and the post-menopause stage. For that, we need to calculate the body mass index. The body mass index is calculated by taking the height and weight of the person, and then the formula is weight divided by height in meter squares. Second important measurement to be taken to find out how healthy the woman is, to take the waist hip measurement. That is, for women, the waist circumference is calculated, measured on the slimmest part of the body, and the hip measurement is taken. And this is divided, and if the waist divided by hip ratio is to be taken. And this is waist hip ratio. It should be 0.77 is ideal, or it can be anywhere between 0.7 to 0.8 is considered as normal. But if you consider only the waist circumference for a female, it is always healthy to maintain into less than 80 centimeter on the slimmest part of the body. That is a waist circumference. If it is less than 80 centimeter, it is considered as normal. Why is it important to have a healthy diet? It is important to maintain a good health and to manage the weight, because weight is a major culprit where it can affect many illnesses like diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, stroke, obesity, and some cancers can also result in it. Females are lucky that because of their hormones, they are being protected from these lifestyle disorders till they achieve their menopause. Till that time, usually, very rarely it is seen that if it is very unhealthy lifestyle, yes, we can see many diseases for them. But once they achieve the menopause, usually all these diseases are cropping up. So it is important to manage the weight to maintain a healthy body weight. So now let's see what are the top foods for a woman. First of all, we need to know that very good nutrition starts with whole grains, that is whole cereals like rice, parboiled rice, whole wheat, oats. That is oats. There are different types of oats available in the market. Not all of the oats are healthy. White oats is not at all healthy. We should go for rolled oats or whole oats. Then only it will be more healthier when compared to the grains. Then we can go for ragi. We can go for jawar, like millets like jawar and barley, bajra, and all are good whole grains which can be used. Then lean sources of protein is also important. Fresh fruits and vegetables and healthy fats. These are the 4 major foodstuffs which we need to be included to have a good nutrition. Now let's see which are they. Whole grains, I already told you that which are rich in fiber. It should be incorporated with all whole thing. If you're going for bread also, you should go for whole grain bread rather than going for brown bread. Mostly brown bread which is available in the market is colored bread or caramelized bread. So always make sure whether it is made out of whole grain flour. So that is when compared to the bread, white bread, it is not at all healthy because it is prepared with the help by using refined wheat flour, which is maida, which doesn't contain any of the nutrients. It contains only the carbohydrate is present in maida, so that has to be avoided. Then we need pulses, nuts, fish, and eggs are also important in our body because they provide protein for our body. And pulses, all pulses and legumes are preferable, but preferably sprouted pulses are good because sprouting enhances the nutritive value, like especially vitamin E, C, fiber, zinc. All these is enhanced by sprouting the pulses. Nuts are also very good source of protein and calcium. Phosphorus, zinc, copper, selenium, folate, and vitamin E and vitamin A are all good in nuts. Nuts preferably go for almonds or walnuts. They are good nuts, or peanuts are also good. Nuts, as you know, that it has contained lot of calories. Even though it is a tiny thing, it has got lot of calories in it. Like most of the nuts contain more than 500 calories per 100 grams. So always try to limit the calories, because menopause is the time where due to the hormonal changes, your metabolic rate slows down. So always try to have the minimum requirement of calories. So more, if you consume nuts, the calorie intake will be increased. Fish is a good source. Fish can be taken, and eggs are also good source of protein. Vegetables, yes, vegetables provide important nutrients as well as fiber. Like try to get into all different colors of vegetables. Like try not to stick on to one vegetable. All different vegetables should be routinely changed in the diet, especially from spinach to drumstick leaves and all should be taken. And try to get at least 3 servings of vegetables each day. Fruits, yes, all different colors of fruits, and fruits also should be included in the diet, especially oranges, melons, gooseberries is very rich in vitamin C, especially during this COVID time. We need to have build our immunity, so vitamin C is very important. Papaya is a locally available fruit which has got a lot of beta carotene is present in it, so that is also very good. Overall health, fruits are rich in vitamin C, antioxidants, and it can also related to decreased risk of all coronary heart disease and all the lifestyle disorders. So again, fruits, we must take at least 2 helping of fruits every day in the diet. That is, women should take at least 40 milligrams of vitamin C as per the recommendation. So 1 fruit per day is ideal. Any citrus fruits is preferable. For that, gooseberry is the richest source of vitamin C. It contains around 600 milligrams of vitamin C is present in gooseberries. Iron is very important for women, especially during the monthly cycles. In the premenopausal, women need more of iron. So iron should be included, especially women need more. As per the RDA, women require 29 milligrams of iron, whereas compared to men, they require only 19 milligrams of iron. And so the different sources of iron is present in on green leafy vegetable, dried dates, liver. Those who are non-vegetarian, they can go for liver. Then rice flakes. Red rice flakes are preferable than white rice flakes. Pomegranate is a good source. Papaya is a good source. But always remember, whenever we are consuming iron-rich foods, always remember that vitamin C-rich foods also should be taken along with it, because vitamin C promotes the absorption of iron from foods consumed in daily diet. So vitamin C-rich foods, like all fruits and vegetables, mostly all the citrus fruits and vegetables have got a lot of vitamin C. Require around 20 milligram per 1000 kilocalories of vitamin C is required in our diet. Now, oranges season have started. Oranges is also a good source of vitamin C. Another important point should be remembered is, whenever we are taking iron and vitamin C rich foods, tea and coffee should be avoided within half an hour, 1 hour to half an hour difference, because the tea, coffee, the tannins and caffeine present in it can inhibit the absorption of iron from food. So they should be avoided taking between the meals when you are taking iron and calcium rich foods. The other sources are lean meats, green leafy vegetables, eggs, whole grains, and cereals, dates, pulses, and legumes. Especially sprouted pulses has got a lot of nowadays. Due to lockdown, everybody is into microgreens. Microgreens are also very good source of iron and folate, and it is very easy to prepare at home. Microgreens, as you must be knowing how to grow sprouts. The sprouts, the same sprouts, if you keep it for longer days in a container without any soil or without any manure, your microgreens can be grown, and in 7 days you can get good yield of microgreens, which is rich in iron and folate. Eat more of good fats. That is, the fat should be on the ratio polyunsaturated and saturation. Saturated fat should be reduced in the diet, and unsaturated fat should be taken in good quantity. That is, always remember, fat is required in our body in small percentage. That is around 20 grams is required in our body. That should be of good quality, good fats, preferably. Use blended oils of different oil should be taken, like rice bran oil, corn oil, olive oil, coconut oil, all these oil, gingerly oil, all the oil should be you can choose in a different ways, like don't stick on to one particular oil and use it. Healthy oil is 500 ml oil per person per month you can take it, which is inclusive of butter and ghee. Now, coming into the nutrition and menopause, is my main important mineral required is calcium. We need to boost the calcium intake because calcium helps to keep the bones strong, and along with regular weight bearing exercise helps to stave off the osteoporosis. It's seen that osteoporosis is usually set in when the woman reaches the menopause stage. So that is a stage where we require the calcium requirement is increased. RDA itself says the calcium requirement increases from 600 to 1000 milligram per day. So you should take calcium along with vitamin D and magnesium to support the calcium absorption. Like as I said, for the iron, that iron, vitamin C is required for the better absorption. Here for calcium, vitamin D is required for the calcium absorption. Calcium, you can get it from ragi, is a very good source of calcium. Ragi you can use not only for porridges, you can make puttu out of it, or you can have idiyappam with ragi, or you can use small fishes with bones you can eat, and broccoli. These are dark green leafy vegetables, all contain, especially drumstick leaves contains lot of calcium. Milk and milk dairy products, eggs, meat also contains calcium in the food. I said vitamin D is also required, but vitamin D, the best source is sunlight. The sunlight, we should get at least 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight exposure without any sunscreen applied to our body. We should get it. That is in the morning hours between 10 and 12, 10 to 15 minutes is ideal for the Indian climate. The next nutrient, next food which is required during the menopause is the soya beans. As soya beans, it is rich in phytoestrogens. It is a plant-based estrogen. Estrogen, as you are all aware, that estrogen produced in the body reduces once the woman reaches the menopause. So the best source to provide is the which is present in the plant source, which is almost similar to human estrogen. Soya can be taken to reduce the manage the menopausal symptoms. Soya is found in soya bean itself is available. We can make soya bean curry, you can make, or soya tofu is available. Soya tofu is available, and soya protein is also very good for heart healthy, and it is good. It is rich in phytoestrogens, and it can aim for 25 grams of soya protein per day. So one helping of soya in a day is also very good for a person. Slide. Then during menopause, one thing important is to limit the wine, sugar, white flour products, and coffee. Because some women face hot flushes during menopause. So these are the foods which can aggravate the hot flushes. So it is best to avoid or limit the usage of wine, sugar, white flour products. White flour product means refined flours like maida, rice flour can be avoided, and coffee is also a trigger. And instead of sugar, can go for honey or jaggery can be taken. It has got lesser calories and better nutrient composition. Jaggery has got some percentage of iron also is present in jaggery. Good fats, yes, as women need good fats. I told you earlier also that women needs good fats, like for example omega-3 and omega-6 essential fatty acids can also help and boost hormone production and can give a skin, glowing skin. Who would like to have a good skin at even at any age? Women would like to have a good glowing skin. So enjoy having evening primrose oil or blackcurrant oil. They are all good sources of gamma linolic acid. These contain essential fatty acids and can help to balance your hormones and alleviate the hot flushes. Those who are non-vegetarian, that can go for fish, especially sardine and mackerel are good sources. Among the vegetarians, flax seeds are very good of omega-3 fatty acids. Flax seeds are also rich in lignans and which can help to stabilize the hormone levels. Flax seeds are particularly can be taken as 1 to 2 tablespoons. Flax seeds should not be taken more than 40 grams per day in the daily diet. So at least 1 to 2 tablespoons is good enough, and it should be in the powdered form, and don't use it the roasted one. Plain flax seeds are good. You can use it directly. You can take it with the food, with water, or you can add to your soups or salads or any main dishes. But cooking destroys many of the factors, so it is better to have it in the raw form itself. Then water is very important at all stages of life, not only menopause, but water is very important. Though it is not a food, water is important for all metabolic processes in our body. It also helps in the digestion, weight loss, and improves the appearance of skin. So in our climate, we need to have, ideally, we need to drink around 10 to 12 glasses of water per day. But the best calculation now, the latest guidelines have come, has said that 25 to 30 ml per kg body weight is the water intake should be calculated. Salt is also very important, as we know that we add salt to our food to add taste to our food. The recommendation says that 5 grams of salt per day is ideal to be taken. For this, the easiest method to know is, if you are a 4-member family, morning you can measure 4 teaspoons of salt and keep aside, and in your cooking use the salt from that measured amount, so you get the correct amount of salt in your cooking. Other than normal salt, the sodium chloride is also, the salt is normal sodium chloride, but other than that, sodium is also present in many of the processed foods which are available in the market. So to work out like how much sodium is present in the processed food, the calculation is how much sodium multiplied by 2.2. Like if you look into the processed food packet, like whatever processed food you are buying from the market, there will be sodium written in it. So that amount multiplied by 2.5, you will get. So that obviously it will be more than your 5 gram of salt what you have to take it. So try to minimize to take the processed foods and have only the natural foods cooked at home, which can reduce your symptoms not only for menopause but also for all the other lifestyle disorders also. Ensuring a nutritious meal is very important. Eat a variety of foods every day. Eat enough calories, but not too many. Eat a variety of foods. All colored fruits and vegetables should be included in the diet, and keep portions moderate. Especially try to follow a plate method of in your plate, half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables, and then 1/4 of cereals, 1/4 of your protein source, and 1/4 of your nuts and oil seeds, and then fats is ideal to take your portion size. Generally, during menopause, women tend to gain weight. If they want to reduce the weight, always remember calorie intake minus calorie expenditure is weight loss. Try to use smaller plates so that your portions can be reduced easily from the plate size itself. Instead of using the bigger plate, use a smaller plate so your portions can be easily reduced in the plate method. Then eat plenty of fruits, vegetables, grains, and legumes, and drink water. Limit sugary foods, salt, and refined grain products. Which foods are generally to be avoided? This is a bakery where it has got a lot of snacks, fried as well as sweets, and snacks are kept like vada and chips and pizzas and all these things are kept in a bakery. You can also see a medical shop next to that bakery. So if you're a frequent visitor to the bakery, you can be a frequent visitor to the medical shop. So always remember, all the processed foods, try to avoid as much as possible. Very minimal, only take it once in a while. You should take the processed foods or anything outside, so that it can keep away from many of your illnesses and problems. And along with the diet, physical activity is also very important, because physical activity promotes health and fitness. It builds healthy bones and muscles, reduces the risk of developing obesity and risk of diabetes, reduces stress and anxiety and depression, improves memory and work performance. So there are a lot of benefits for the physical activity. So as you can see that calorie burnt per activity is, step climbing has got the maximum calorie burning of 2500 calories per hour. If you can do a step climbing, that is a very good exercise. Those who want to lose weight during menopause, you can advise that to your patients. And then other than that, you can do like those who cannot do step climbing, some of them will be having osteoporosis issues, and also walking is the best exercise. Brisk walking, that also leisurely walking, you burn only 200 calories, but brisk walking you burn around 500 calories per hour. So keys to good health is nutrition, exercise, managing the stress, and get enough sleep, avoiding smoking and alcohol, and drink enough water. So plan quality time with the spouse and family and friends, to involve family in activities. Eat at least one meal a day with your family. Participate in group activities, especially exercises, so that you can continue it. You will be regular in doing the exercise with the family or friends, so that you can continue it. Healthy eating and exercise should be your motto. So with that, I would like to end my talk. Are you ready for a change? Are you ready to tell your patients about how healthy is eating healthy? Now, always tell your patients that if they tell that I want to diet, tell them, no, I'm not dieting. I am changing my lifestyle. That is eating healthy. Like what Hippocrates had said, let food thy be medicine. So enjoy healthy eating, exercise regularly, don't smoke, healthy diet, and watch your weight. This should be your four pillars to maintain a healthy pre and post menopause period. Eat safe and stay healthy. Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, it's a wonderful session, madam. Thank you for this session. And we have a lot of questions. Just I ask my concerns, like the seasonal fruits you mentioned that. So what's the importance of seasonal fruits? As we have mango and apple, it's available throughout the year. And what's the opinion about the seasonal fruits you mentioned?
See, seasonal fruits, what I meant is what is available in our country, in our locality. It is not like now we have big supermarkets and all available everywhere, especially in Ernakulam. You must be aware that we have big Lulu supermarkets. We get fruits from different countries of the world. So that is not the thing what we should have. Our climate, whatever is available locally, what is our seasonal fruit, that has to be taken instead of buying the most exotic and buying expensive fruits. There is no point in having that, but you can enjoy your locally. Like as I said, like earlier, we have learned in our childhood that an apple a day can keep a doctor away, but I would change that by saying that a papaya a day can keep a doctor away better than apple, because a papaya has got a lot of nutrition benefits when compared to apple. It has got more of beta carotene, it has got more of other vitamins and minerals are there, but whereas in apple it doesn't contain much of those nutrients. So whatever is your local fruit, whatever it is your local, what is easily available for you, buy that and eat it. That is more beneficial for our body.
Okay. And what about the coconut oil? Is so many controversies has happened to the coconut oil, and what about the opinion regarding that?
See, coconut oil is a rich source of saturated fatty acids, and it doesn't contain any of the essential fatty acids. Our body consists of, we need essential fatty acid as well as non-essential fatty fatty acids. Our body does not produce essential fatty acids in our body. We need to supply it from outside. Coconut oil doesn't contain essential fatty acids. It contains only non-essential fatty acids, which our body already has it. But Keralites got the taste from childhood by consuming coconut oil. Even though it is rich in saturated fatty acids, it has got some benefits like medium chain triglycerides are present in coconut oil. Lauric acid is present in coconut oil, which is also good. So don't consume only coconut oil. Use different oils also. In one, like as I said, use blended oils. Like you can use coconut oil along with the other oils. Don't primarily stick on to only coconut oil. If you stick on, you will not get all the essential fatty acids in our body.
Okay, in the fried form or the original form, your consumption of the oil.
See, as I said, oil for healthy, butter, ghee, oil, all inclusive, frying or cooking or anything for a healthy person requires only 500 ml per person per month. So if you use more of frying, you cannot stick on with the 500 ml. Otherwise, you can easily, with our Kerala preparation, we can easily go on with 500, which is healthy, which a person can use it for a month. That is, if you are a 4-member family, you can use 2 liters, which is good enough for a cooking.
Okay, and what are the diet you prescribe at the time of any sort of infections or in the acute conditions when your patients calling you regarding that?
Depends upon the condition, what condition it is, like what type of disease they are having it. If it is a critical, if it is a renal failure, the protein ratio reduces. If it is any other, some conditions we need to give more of protein. In some conditions we need to restrict it. Depends upon what condition the patient is having. Accordingly, we can plan the diet. It varies from individual to individual in a disease to disease specification.
Okay, and we want to know more about your consultation style as a dietitian.
Mine, my consultation is mainly I go into the personalized nutrition. I don't go in for standard set of pre-prescribed menus. I don't generally don't follow. My thing is, it is actually on individual to individual basis. If I prescribe a diet for you, for a normal diet or any other diet, it will not be the same diet for the other person. It will be according to the person's liking and disliking. The diet is planned.
Okay. And in middle age, so many people prescribe and take Ayurveda medicines. Generally, as you know that.
Yes.
So, what about the people taking Ayurveda medicines and how they approach you regarding?
See, those who come to me and say that they are taking Ayurveda medicine, I tell them I have not studied Ayurveda, but Ayurveda is really good for our Kerala culture. We know that it is traditional medicine. So I don't tell them not to take it because the doctor who has prescribed knows it for what reason they have given it. So I don't like some of the medicines. I feel it is good in Ayurveda. I have not studied on Ayurveda, so I am not a person to comment on Ayurveda.
Okay. Any questions from the participant side? Please ask. Okay. Yeah. So and also one more thing I have to do is you are more concentrated in child nutrition. Yeah. And what about the traditional system and what do you feel about the traditional system of child nutrition and your the modern aspect? Can you compare?
I didn't get you. What do you mean by?
Yeah, that the pediatric nutrition I mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah, and in
Uh,
Kerala, we know that we have some sort of tradition of
yes, yes.
giving some medicines, medicines and food also. So,
Hmm.
how you
Yes, yes.
approach like that?
Yes, yes. Like here in Kerala, we believe that rice is not given at early stage. They give rice after one particular stage only. Rice is given, but I feel rice can be given at the age of 6 months of the child. 6 months we have to give exclusive breastfeeding. Once a child takes a complementary feeding, I feel that rice should be the first food to be given to the child, because that is the easily digestible food, and worldwide if you see, rice is the first food which is given to any infant, and it doesn't give any complications or any problems in the diet of the children. Whereas in Kerala, we start with ragi or banana powder or something like that. It has been started, but I would say that first start with rice and then go on to the other cereals.
Okay, and we have Dr. Deepa asking your opinion regarding the keto diet for women.
Yes, keto keto diet is a very controversial diet nowadays. For past 2 years, I think it has been too much talking, and now recently one actress has expired, so now that is again come back to the topic. See, this ketogenic diet, what we call it, is generally not prescribed for weight loss patients. That is generally we prescribe for epileptic patients. We need to get their changes in their brain. So for that, we need what we get is glucose is used for the fuel of our brain. But here for the epileptic patients, we need fat. We need to have the ketosis, and the body needs to change that, and that we use it for them. Normally what we prescribe in our normal diet is 60 grams of carbohydrate, 30 grams of protein, and 20 of fat. Whereas in ketogenic diet, it is totally the opposite: 70 gram of fat and 25 of protein and 5 grams of carbohydrate is given. Very small percentage of carbohydrate is given. one of the one of the drawback of the ketogenic diet is the weight loss, which people take it and think that that is good for weight loss, which is not good. It is not a weight loss diet, and it should not be prescribed for a weight loss diet. And with patients with any comorbidities, they should not take ketogenic diet, because it can lead to, if you are taking too much of fat, they cannot take it for a longer period. They cannot take fat for a longer period, so they will change on to protein. So protein, again, if you consume more of protein, your kidney function can get irregular. You can get into other health conditions. So that it is not advisable to take keto diet for a person without any supervision. And lastly, I would like to say that ketogenic diet is not a weight loss diet, so it should not be taken for weight loss. I would not advise ketogenic diet for weight loss.
Okay. Then Dr. Anish is asking the relevance of cooked vegetables and raw vegetables. Which one is better for climate in Kerala?
We can use both cooked and raw vegetables in our diet. Both can be included in that diet. That is like raw vegetable, we generally use it in our salad purposes. We use it raw vegetables. Cooked vegetables is normally our cooked avial, thoran, and all. We use the cooked vegetables. So both can be taken, but as I said, the vegetable intake should be at least um, 2 to 3 servings per day of cooked and raw vegetables can be taken.
Yes, and
one more thing I would like to add is cooked vegetables loses some of the nutrients. Raw vegetables, the nutrients are not lost, especially the water soluble vitamins will be present in it. It will not be lost in the cooked vegetables.
okay. And one thing I have to know is there are so many incompatible foods which is mentioned in the Ayurveda, like Viruddha, it means combining the food preparations. Uh, what's your opinion regarding in your practice? Have you seen like that in patients?
Yes, I know that in Ayurveda it is said that many of the some of the combination like fish and curd is not been advisable in Ayurveda. But in our practice, in our medical, we don't feel that that is wrong in our concern, because curd is a good probiotic which is good for the gut, which gives a good bacteria for the gut. So there is no harm in taking um, uh, curd and fish in our practice. And we don't believe in hot and cold foods also. But hot and cold foods are believed, I think it is believed in Ayurveda, but we don't believe in hot and cold foods also. We don't have anything that good food, that bad food is not there in our literature.
Okay, okay. Then Dr. Dimple is asking, sprouts can be taken after little boiling.
Sprouts preferably better to take it in a raw form. It is better to take it in a raw form, because the nutrients are which present in it is vitamin E, C, B complex. Protein is in the easily bioavailable form. It is present. It is always better to take it in a raw form. But some people, they don't like to take it in a raw form. So for them, yes, they can just steam it or just stir fry it and can use it. They will lose, some of the nutrients will be lost.
Okay. As we can go to the the premenopause time, there are so many mental irritations and the mental issues to the women. And how you manage it with your diet? Is there any special diet you mentioned to manage their mental stress?
Yes, hormones, some of the like soya and all those things are being used for menopausal stage, and iron rich foods are given for them. So that's what you asked, no? During menstrual period, what food has to be taken? Yes, iron rich foods has to be given to those patients. We need more of iron, and folate rich foods can be prescribed for during the menstrual period.
Okay. Then any other questions? Dr. Anish, I don't get to your question regarding the cook raw vegetables, water soluble nutrients. Please ask. Okay. Can you please ask?
Yeah. I think what Dr. Anish would have meant is when we cook the vegetables, it is the nutrients are being the water soluble vitamins will be will go into the gravy. So yes, but if you discard that water, some people have the habit of cooking the vegetables and discarding the water, then you will lose the water soluble vitamins. Not only the vegetables, like we have the habit of soaking the pulses and dals. We have the habit of soaking it and discarding the water. Always remember that whatever soaked, like when you want to soak a pulse, always wash it thoroughly, soak it in good water, and cook it in the same water. Then you will not lose the water soluble vitamins, because already the water soluble vitamins which are leached into the water will be present in the water. Cook it in that water itself. The same way itself, when you're cooking vegetables, don't cook with excess water and then boil it and remove the excess water. Don't do that. Only sufficient water should be used for the cooking.
Okay. Then sometimes sprout can cause bloating and heaviness in stomach. What can we do for that? Is there any?
Generally, sprouts will not cause any bloating and flatulence, because sprouting, the protein becomes in a easily bioavailable form. The splits and it becomes in easily available form. Generally, it doesn't produce. But for some people, yes, they feel that even the sprouts can cause bloating and flatulence. For such people, they can add some ginger to the sprouts while having, that can ease their reduction in their flatulence and bloating.
Then recently you may heard that taking the in Ernakulam, I think, Kochi, a hotel, a girl took prawn biryani and lime juice, and she has expired. Have you
Yes,
seen
yes,
that?
there is no.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, there is no scientific base for that. There is no
Ah,
scientific base for prawns and lime taken together. Some people has got allergic for prawns, is an allergen. So generally, prawns, for many people have got allergy to prawns. So those who are allergic to prawns, they should not take prawns. But there is no relation. I have not seen any study. At those time, I have really searched for the studies, but I didn't find any study which is relevant showing that prawns and lime should not be taken. There is no scientific study.
okay. Then there is a specific question from Dr. Ambili. The opinion of using cruciferous vegetables in thyroid dysfunction.
See, cruciferous vegetables, especially cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, lettuce, is not advisable for thyroid hypothyroidism, because they can trigger their thyroid dysfunction. But the study says that cooking can destroy the cruciferous effect. So it is better to use cooked form rather than using the raw cruciferous vegetables.
Okay, okay. I think we can stop this
Even
session.
soya also can soya is also dysfunction, can cause a problem with thyroid dysfunction. So those who have hypothyroidism should avoid soya, because phytoestrogens are present in it.
Okay. That session also. Okay. And thank you for this session. And we can connect with that. Okay. Thank you for the
Thank you
participation.
so much. Thank you so much.